What's going on, everybody? Today we're talking about this pretty little white stuff coming down from the sky. The snow in Rochester, New York. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Anthony. It's my partner Avery, and we are American Home Team. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so you're notified every Tuesday and Thursday that we release a new video. That's right, guys, and we are licensed real estate professionals here in the state of New York. So as much as we love making these videos for you guys in the snow, we would love even more to work with you guys on making a smooth move here to the Rochester and the Finger Lakes regions of upstate New York. And without further ado, guys, today we're talking about how much snow and everything about the snow that you need to know before moving to the Rochester region. Yeah, guys, so winter here in the Rochester area, or the Finger Lakes area of upstate New York, it can be pretty harsh. Yep. It's not as harsh as maybe some other areas of the country, such as, say, Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Minnesota, or Michigan maybe. And it's not quite as bad as even northern New York, like up toward Vermont or the Adirondack region, right? But we do get an average winter temperature of around 26 degrees. Yep. And so we're looking at, when we say winter, we're talking about 5 months is winter time, right? Yeah, so from about November into April is our winter months. And in that period, we average about 81 inches of snowfall, which sounds like a lot, but you have to remember it's spread out over 5 months. And there are times that we get a little bit of snowfall into April, or toward the end of April, where we can still go skiing or snowboarding into April, which is the most fun to do. But with that said, yes, it is harsh for somebody that is not used to the winter time or acclimated to the snow. You know, if you're coming from down south, or you're coming from Texas or California, Southern California,
probably not going to enjoy it that much.
No, it's going to be a shock unless you're actually looking for this kind of thing, which I don't know many people that are. But 81 inches of snow is a lot of snow. The majority of the snow coming in February, where February averages about 5.6 inches of snow, which is actually a lot, right? You're looking at half a foot of snow. And so you're trudging around with your boots in half a foot of snow, and sometimes it gets miserable, especially if you're out of shape.
Yeah, and so Rochester, we don't get quite the snowy effect as Buffalo does.
Right.
Buffalo is literally wedged right between Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. And so you get snow, or the lake effect snow, from both lakes there. Whereas Rochester, a little bit more east of Lake Erie, we don't quite get the lake effect that Buffalo does.
Yep.
And so while Buffalo might get feet of snow, like this year we saw, what was it, 4 feet of snow at one given time, Rochester's not gonna really get that very often.
Yep. And the harsh part about the snow with the lake effect, like Anthony was mentioning, is that it's wet snow. And with an average temperature of 26 degrees, that fluctuates. You might be over 30 in the afternoon, and then the following morning is like 20 degrees or 18 degrees. And so the average is 26. But what that does is the fluctuation, it melts some snow and then it freezes it back over. And so you have really slick roads and really slick conditions, which is why when you come here and you prepare for the winter, you need to have your snow tires. You need to factor in a snowblower and or a plow service into your budget.
Unless you have teenage kids or something who are athletes and they want to shovel the driveway for you.
Free labor.
Yeah, you get free labor, but it's not enjoyable for most people. I know our dad, he has a longer driveway. He invests pretty heavily in his snow blowers. In fact, I think he's got 2 of them that are both really good. In case one of them breaks, he's got a backup, because that's how much he needs it with his driveway.
And if you live in the suburbs where there's farms everywhere and there's a bunch of open land, you're gonna get drifts. And the drifts suck. Mainly because you'll have 5 inches of snow on your driveway, but in other parts of your yard or other parts of your driveway, it'll stack up with that drift to like 2 feet.
Yep.
And there will be areas where the wind whips through and there's no snow on the ground. And then in your driveway, it's like 2 feet, and it's a pain in the butt to try and snow blow or plow out or whatever.
As well as on the roads too. So, you know, out in those areas, you're gonna have cornfields and whatnot, big open land. And so the wind will blow all that snow across the road. And so you'll be driving and you'll have a clear road for, I don't know, 100 feet, and then you just hit a patch of really heavy snow. And typically that's what causes people to get in accidents, is because they're not expecting that. They try and slam on their brakes and, you know, slow down before it or something, and they slide, and it can get really dangerous at that point. So it definitely requires a little bit of skill in driving, but it also requires maintaining snow tires, very good snow tires, and just being cognizant of the inherent risk when you're on the road.
You are not in control, regardless of how big of a truck you have. Moving forward, we're gonna get into some of the things we can do around here.
Yeah, guys, so up here in the Finger Lakes or Rochester region, there's no shortage of anything to do during the winter time. At the very least, you can go ice skating. There's ice rinks, and then Rochester City has an outdoor ice rink as well that you can go, similar to what you would see in Manhattan by the Rockefeller Center. You can go out in the middle of the city and ice skate, but there's no shortage of hills out here to sled on. Take the kiddos sledding, or you know, those little scooters with the handles, sled things, and you can go down and get hurt on and build your jumps and stuff. But then we have ski resorts too. So you can go skiing or snowboarding or snowmobiling or snowshoeing or cross-country skiing.
And if you're not versed in skiing or snowboarding, what the professionals say is that if you can ski the East, you can ski anywhere, because we get really icy conditions. Just in the 5 minutes that we've been standing here, the snow under our feet has turned to ice. So if you see me wiggling around, it's because I'm ice skating right here.
I'm trying not to do a split here now because it's so slick. So.
And that's what happens. That's what happens at the mountains. There will be a sheet of ice, or it's just hardened snow that turns into ice-like features. So it's really, really slick. And so they say if you can ski the East, you can go anywhere. And that's true, because we went snowboarding out in Colorado and it was awesome. And we went snowboarding in Vermont and it was awesome. And it was so much easier, so much more pleasant to ride, because even if you fall, it doesn't hurt quite as bad as falling on the ice.
I was gonna say, you need to have a high pain tolerance when you're here and you go up to the resorts, because you will be falling on some ice. Or harder compact snow, and you know, because the ski resorts here don't get quite as much snow as maybe they require for a base at the mountain, they have to make snow. So they blow the snow, and that formulates granular kind of like ice balls, if you will, and it's not fun when you get it on the kneecaps or you know, on your your rear end or your back or something. You know, it's not fun.
And then outside of the mountain, outside of the sledding, the city holds the Festival of Lights, which is awesome. And then there's also, we've talked about it before, but beer and wine. There is keg lightings during Christmas time. During the holidays, what they'll do is they'll stack up a Christmas tree of kegs and they'll do a lighting.
Maybe what, 70 feet tall or 50 feet tall-ish?
Yeah, somewhere in there, I don't know.
Quite a few kegs.
Quite a few kegs, and they'll do a lighting. And so it's a really cool event just to go and have some beers. They'll do, you know, the Canandaigua area did a walk, a keg walk. And so a couple breweries in the area did the lighting, and they coordinated time so that you could get from one brewery to another and then do the lighting, but you have to buy the beer, which goes without saying, but it's really a good time. And that in combination with the ice skating and the sledding and the skiing and snowboarding and the snowmobile trails that go from the Genesee Valley all the way through the Adirondacks or into Buffalo or into the southern tier, snowmobiling is definitely, if you're a motorhead, you're gonna wanna bring a snowmobile or buy a snowmobile because it's a good time. And then if you go out east, northeast into the Adirondacks, it's an even better time.
And sometimes up in that region, it's the only way to get around too. So you might need one if you go up there. So that being said, guys, the Rochester and Finger Lakes region, while some of the things that we say may sound crazy or like you wouldn't want to move here ever, it sounds terrible, right? it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
This, what we're standing in right now, is just about the worst that we get. Of course, there's a few days here and there where we're gonna get pounded by snow. Happens anywhere that you go. But again, like we've said in previous videos, the key to a winter in the Finger Lakes or the Rochester region is finding things to do with the people that you care about and enjoy spending time with.
Yep, and just to reference that point, last week was what, 50 degrees?
Yeah.
40, 50
Something like
degrees.
that, yeah.
It was super warm. Not shorts and t-shirt weather for me, even though New Yorkers will walk around with a hoodie and shorts on.
My father-in-law
Yeah, his father-in-law does that.
He wears shorts literally every day of the week.
Yeah, there could be 3 feet of snow on the ground and he's wearing shorts and sneakers.
Yep.
But the weather, it is really not that bad.
No.
Like when you get the 50-degree days or the 45-degree days, it's actually kind of a relief.
Yep.
Because it's kind of cool, it's kind of warm for the season, right? And it makes the winter not so bad. The problem with it is that you get used to the 50 degrees and you get thinking that you want spring and summertime.
Yeah.
And that's harsh for anybody that's coming from a summer-filled place like Florida.
It's kind of like a false spring, if
Yep.
you will. And, you know, you're hoping for the 50-degree days to continue, and then you get dumped on by snow or something. So
Yep.
we're gonna get wrapping up here because, like you saw in the Fairport video before, we're almost in the same exact spot. Here comes a train. So
Without further ado, guys, hey, thanks for watching this video. Go ahead, hit that like, notification, and subscribe button. And sorry, the train threw us off. But there should be a number and email popping up on the screen. Go ahead, shoot us a text, an email, a phone call. We are the guys that answer those texts, emails, and phone calls. We'd love to hear from you guys and help you make a smooth move to snowy Rochester.
and be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell, just like he just mentioned, so that you don't miss a video every Tuesday and Thursday that we put them out.
All right, guys, see ya.